Whispering Garden. In a quiet valley hidden between rolling hills, there was a garden no one spoke about. It was not marked on any map, nor mentioned in any book. Travelers passed by the valley without noticing it, as though something gentle and unseen guided their eyes elsewhere. Yet, for those who wandered just a little too far off the path, the garden revealed itself. It always appeared at dusk. The air there was soft and still, as if time itself had slowed to rest. Tall trees formed a circle around the garden, their branches arching overhead like a silent canopy. Beneath them, flowers of every kind grew in quiet harmony, glowing faintly in shades of silver, pale gold, and soft blue. And among the flowers, there was a sound, a whisper, not loud enough to understand, but gentle enough to be felt. No one stayed long enough to listen, except for a girl named Aylin. Aylin had always been quiet, not out of fear, but because she preferred the spaces between words. She lived in a small cottage at the edge of the valley, where the mornings were calm and the nights stretched long and peaceful. She had heard stories, of course. Villagers spoke in half-sentences about a place that should not be entered, a place where things were forgotten. Aylin never believed them, not fully. But one evening, as the sky faded into soft shades of violet and blue, she found herself walking beyond the usual path. There was no reason for it, no sudden decision, just a quiet pull, like a thought she hadn't noticed forming. And then she saw it. The garden. It did not feel strange. It felt familiar. Aylin stepped inside. The moment her foot touched the soft grass, the whispering grew clearer. Not louder, but closer, as though the sound had been waiting for her. She paused, listening. At first, it was nothing but fragments, soft syllables drifting through the air. But as she walked deeper, the whispers began to take shape. Names, dozens of them, spoken gently, like memories being remembered. Aylin moved slowly between the flowers, her fingers brushing their petals. Each one seemed to respond, glowing a little brighter as she passed. Then she heard one name more clearly than the others. It was hers. Aylin. She stopped. The sound was not frightening. It was warm, almost kind, like someone calling her from far away. She turned, expecting to see someone behind her, but there was no one. Only the trees, the soft light, and the quiet breathing of the garden. Aylin! This time, the voice felt closer. She followed it. At the center of the garden, there stood a single tree, taller than all the rest. Its branches stretched wide, its leaves shimmering like distant stars. Beneath it, the ground was bare, as though something important had once rested there. The whispers gathered around the tree. Aylin stepped closer, her heart steady, her thoughts calm. As she reached the base of the tree, the air seemed to settle completely. The whispers faded, leaving only a gentle silence. And in that silence, she understood. This was not a place that took things away. It was a place that held them. Every forgotten name, every lost memory, every quiet moment that had slipped unnoticed through time. It all rested here, gently preserved. Aylin knelt beside the tree, placing her hand against its smooth bark. For a moment, she felt something shift. A memory, soft and distant. A day she had long forgotten, running through a field as a child, laughing at something she could no longer recall. The warmth of the sun, the feeling of grass beneath her feet. It returned to her, whole and clear. She smiled. The garden did not whisper to confuse or to take. It whispered to remind. Slowly, Aylin stood. The sky above had deepened into night, stars appearing one by one between the branches. The garden seemed quieter now, its purpose fulfilled for the moment. She took one last look at the tree. "Thank you," she whispered. The garden did not answer, but it didn't need to. As Elin walked back toward the edge of the valley, the whispers softened again, fading into the distance like a dream gently ending. The path home felt shorter than before. When she reached her cottage, she paused at the door, looking back toward the hills. The garden was no longer visible. It had returned to its hidden stillness, but she knew it was there, waiting, not for everyone, but for those who needed to remember something they didn't know they had lost. That night, as Eileen lay in bed, the world felt quieter than usual. Not empty, but complete. And somewhere far beyond the hills, in a garden that only appeared at dusk, the whispers continued, soft, patient, and kind, holding every name that had ever been forgotten, until the moment it was needed again. In a quiet